Happy Monday, 5th grade. Welcome. This is technically day number 2 of our verbs unit. The first day, though, of new content. Your first day was to just go home. Well, I guess you're already at home. Go in and look at the discussion post and just tell me anything that you know about verbs. And from looking at the responses, a lot of you already know a lot about verbs, which is good, but we do have to go through it again. It is one of our scheduled units. And, I love verbs. I love verbs. They're so fun to teach. So, first of all, today we are going to be looking at the 2 types of verbs that you're going to have to be familiar with. You're going to have to get to know. You have action verbs and you have linking verbs. And I'm going to start, of course, with action because they are the most commonly known verbs out of the 2. Linking, like I said, it's going to be near the end of the video, or the second half of the video, but we're going to start with action. Now, an action verb is simply this. An action verb is a word that expresses action. An action verb may be made up of more than one word. So, some examples. In the sentence, the director shouts at the members of the cast. Again, the director shouts at the members of the cast. What action is being performed there? Well, if I think about it, let's see, the director shouts at what was the director doing? He was shouting. So, a good starting word here for action, you've got shout. That is an action. It has to do with something being done. I just did something. I'm shouting. That is my action. And so it is a verb. So shout is a verb. The next sentence. The lights are flashing above the stage. Okay, the lights are flashing above the stage. Okay, the lights, what are they doing? They're flashing. So you have flashing. Easy, right? And we're going to come back to that sentence because there's actually another verb in that sentence too, but it's a linking verb. But we'll do that in the second half. All right, next sentence says, the audience arrived in time for the performance. The audience arrived in time for the performance. What is being done? What action is being done? Well, let's look at the audience. What are they doing? The audience arrived. That's the action that they are doing. Now remember, I feel like a lot of people, teachers, at younger ages, teach verbs as in sports when you're running and you're swinging and you're kicking, those are verbs. Yes, they are verbs, but what I don't want you to get confused about is that the word baseball, that's not a verb. You don't baseball. I baseballed today. You played baseball, and played is your verb. And I'll go ahead and put that near the bottom. So play or played. All right, next sentence in the book, we've got several singers have memorized the lyrics of a song. Several singers have memorized the lyrics of a song. This one's a little tricky. This is where I'm going to tell you that action verbs are not always things that you can do. When you're doing an action verb, you may not always be doing this or this or this. Some action verbs are things that you can't see. I think about my mom. You can't see me doing that, but I am doing that as an action. I hope she's doing okay today. Yeah, you can see that because I'm talking to myself. Talking, another verb. But what you can see, is that my verbs are things that are being done. Sure, I can toss this marker up in the air and catch it. I tossed it and I caught it. Toss, caught, 2 verbs. But you can't always see what verbs are doing. For instance, thinking. I'm thinking about something. But if I'm doing that, you can't see that. Thinking isn't like an action where you're whoa, or kick, or punch, swing. That's not the kind of action. But it's still something that's being done. So keep that in mind. Now, going back. Several singers have memorized the lyrics of a song. The verb in this one is also something that you can't see, and also is not something that you can provide a, athletic action to. But what are the singers doing? The several singers have memorized the lyrics of the song. They've memorized. That is the action that they are doing. That is their verb. So, to recap, I shout, hooray. Verb, shout. The lights were flashing. What were the lights doing? They were flashing. Flashing, that's your verb. They arrived on time. What was they doing? Well, they arrived. That's their verb. I memorized every lyric to that song. What was I doing? I memorized. I was memorizing. That's my action. And finally, I played baseball. What was I doing? I played baseball. action verb, action verb, action verb, action verb, and of course, action verb. And there are many other action verbs besides these. These are just a few. Like you could, when you talk and just talk about what you're doing in the course of your day, like, oh, what did you do last Saturday, man? Oh, I went to the mall. Went. Then I decided to eat some chicken. Eat. That's my action. I played a little bit of video games. Oh, you played. Okay. I really like that sweater. Oh, I'm liking something. I like. Verbs are the actions that you do. So that's part one of this. Let's do the part two. Linking verbs are a little trickier, but they are, well, it's of course learnable. You can get the hang of it. I'm gonna do, let's see, I'm gonna do blue. So, a linking verb. A lot of linking verbs that you've probably heard of are a lot shorter of words. They are, well, let's see. Let's go back to one of the sentences that I said we'd go back to. So, the lights are flashing. Are flashing. Flashing is one part, but you know what else is a verb in that? Are. So a lot of linking verbs are short words like this. She is annoying. Not that she really is annoying, but what is she? Well, she's annoying, but what is the action? There isn't one. There is no action there. But the linking verb is going to be is. Ooh, that was a little weird eye right there. Are. She is awesome. We are there. Verb. As you can see, I can already kind of tell this might be a little confusing to you, but remember that linking verbs are not actions, but rather they are linking one subject like John or I to what is happening or what they are doing or something about them. She is ugly. We are hungry. Are, is. It links the subject, we and or she, to what they are or what they look like, what they're doing, how they feel. And so when you have a lot of times though you have linking verbs connected to action verbs. She is shouting. Is shouting. Is and shouting are both verbs there, but look, is the linking verb while shouting, that is the action verb. I'm going to keep a little bit more here so I can see what examples I can give you guys. Just going through my book here. There's a lot of different things about verbs that are really cool. I can't wait to show you a lot of different ways that you can look at verbs. Oh, here we go. So, another good one. Am. I am hungry. Am is your verb. Your linking verb, though. Remember, you're not thinking about actions here. You're thinking about connector words. We have are. Oh, the W's are pretty nice. The W's we have was. She was at the store. Again, there's no action verb there, but there's a connector word. She was being your linking verb. Now, we also have the W word were. We were at the store. Again, were there is your linking verb. And again, I'm not saying action anymore, am I? These aren't necessarily actions. They call them linking verbs because, again, they link the subject with what is happening, say, with were and are. She was at the store. She at the store? Yeah, I can see some people maybe talking a bit like that, but we as grammar enthusiasts want to make sure that we are using the right thing. She was at the store, that being your linking verb. So the last thing I'm going to leave you with is this. These are not, of course, all the action verbs out there, and these are certainly not all the linking verbs out there. But I'll leave you with this. Action verbs are actual actions being done. Linking verbs are words that, again, are verbs that link a subject to what they either are doing, how they feel, or where they are. So, she is at the store. She is hungry. She is flashing her blinker. She is shouting at him. So, leave you with that. Your Google Forms assignment is going to be a simple one. You just have to identify verbs, any verbs that you see in about 5 or 6 sentences, and that will be that. This has been day 1 of the verbs unit. Really excited to get started with this unit because of verbs. Oh man, I love verbs. If you have any questions about what's happening, please feel free to rewatch this video, and of course you can email me anytime. This has been Mr. Dooley. Hope you guys are doing awesome out there, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.